Helen is 74 years old. She lives in a small apartment in Ontario. Her husband passed away 4 years ago. She does not drive anymore. Her daughter helps her with groceries once a week, and every month Helen waits for the same thing: her CPP, her OAS, and the GIS amount that helps cover rent, food, prescriptions, phone bill, and the little bit of cash she keeps for the pharmacy. Then one morning, Helen opened Facebook and saw a post that said, "Canadian seniors must reapply before July or their benefits could stop." She froze, not because she had done anything wrong, not because Service Canada had sent her a letter, not because CRA had told her there was a problem. She panicked because the post sounded official. It mentioned CPP, OAS, GIS, CRA, Service Canada, direct deposit, and July payments. It looked serious. It used words like warning, deadline, and account review. By noon, Helen was ready to call her daughter and say, "Maybe I am losing my pension." But here is what Helen did not know. Most seniors are not losing their benefits. Most seniors do not need to panic. But many seniors do need to check one thing before July: whether their information with Service Canada and CRA is correct, whether their taxes were filed, whether their direct deposit is active, and whether their GIS renewal depends on income information that has already been updated. That is the part many people miss. A benefit does not always stop because the government took it away. Sometimes it stops because the system is missing information. Sometimes a payment is reduced because last year's income was reported differently. Sometimes GIS is interrupted because a tax return was late. Sometimes OAS is affected because income is too high. Sometimes CPP looks wrong because people confuse CPP with OAS, or OAS with GIS, or CRA credits with monthly pensions. And when a senior does not understand which payment is which, the fear becomes worse than the facts. This is why today matters. The Government of Canada lists official CPP and OAS payment dates for 2026, including June 26th, 2026 and July 29th, 2026. Service Canada handles CPP, OAS, GIS, and related public pension programs. CRA handles tax information and federal credits, and that tax information can affect income-tested benefits like GIS. So if you are a Canadian senior, or if you help a parent, grandparent, aunt, uncle, widow, widower, or neighbor, this is the information you need before you believe another post online. Welcome to Canada Seniors Benefits Update. I'm Fernando. Subscribe now, because one missed detail can change a senior's monthly income. The first mistake seniors make is believing that CPP, OAS, and GIS are all the same payment. They are not. CPP, the Canada Pension Plan, is based on contributions made during working years. If you worked and contributed, your CPP amount depends on your contribution history when you start taking it and your personal record. OAS, Old Age Security, is different. It is based mainly on age, legal status, and years of residence in Canada after age 18. GIS, the Guaranteed Income Supplement, is for low-income seniors who receive OAS and meet income rules. This difference matters because each payment has different rules. CPP does not disappear just because your income is low or high, in the same way GIS can change. OAS can be reduced for higher income seniors through recovery tax rules. GIS can change if your income changes, if your marital status changes, or if your tax information is missing. So when someone says your pension may stop, the first question is, which pension? CPP, OAS, GIS, allowance, survivor benefit, GST/HST credit, Canada carbon rebate. These are not the same thing. Helen did not know that. She saw the word pension and thought everything was at risk. That is exactly how misinformation spreads among seniors. It takes one true word, mixes it with one missing detail, and turns it into fear. The second thing every senior must know is that GIS is the payment most often affected by income information. GIS is not a bonus that stays the same forever, no matter what. It is income tested. That means the government looks at income information to decide eligibility and amount. For many seniors, the easiest way the system gets that information is through the annual tax return. If a tax return is late, incomplete, or has a mistake, GIS may be delayed, reduced, or require follow-up. This is where many widows and widowers get caught. A spouse passes away, household income changes, marital status changes, banking information may change, the senior is grieving, paperwork piles up, tax slips arrive, and suddenly the benefit amount changes. The senior may think they cut me off, but the real issue may be that CRA and Service Canada need updated information. That is not the same as losing your right. It is an information problem. And information problems can often be fixed if they are caught early. The third thing seniors must understand is payment dates. For 2026, the official Canada.ca calendar lists CPP and OAS payment dates, including June 26th and July 29th. That means if a payment is expected on one of those dates, checking the bank too early can create unnecessary panic. Some seniors check the account at midnight, some check the day before, some go to the ATM early in the morning, see nothing, and immediately believe the payment is missing. But direct deposit timing can depend on bank processing. A payment date does not always mean every person sees it at the exact same minute. If the official date is June 26th and the payment does not appear before that, that alone does not prove a problem. The real concern begins when the official date has passed, the bank account is correct, and the payment still does not appear. This is why seniors need a simple rule. Do not panic before the official payment date. Do not believe social media dates. Use the official calendar. Then check your direct deposit. The fourth thing seniors need to know is that direct deposit errors can feel like benefit cuts. If your bank account changed, if an old account was closed, if a joint account changed after a spouse died, or if the direct deposit information was never updated, the payment can be delayed. The benefit may still exist, but the money may not land where you expect. This is especially important for seniors who recently moved, changed banks, lost a spouse, moved into assisted living, or allowed a family member to help manage paperwork. A closed bank account can cause stress. An old mailing address can cause missed letters. A missed Service Canada letter can cause delays. An unread CRA notice can affect income-tested benefits. This is why seniors should keep four things current: mailing address, direct deposit, marital status, and tax filing. Not because the government is trying to trick them, because the system uses those details to pay the right person the right amount at the right time. Now let us talk about the hidden part many seniors never claim: GIS review after income changes. Some seniors do not realize that if their income dropped because they retired, lost a spouse, stopped working, or lost a pension source, they may need to ask Service Canada to review their GIS situation. They may assume the government will automatically know everything immediately. But sometimes the system is working from prior year tax information. If your income today is much lower than last year, that can matter. This is where a senior can lose money quietly, not because they are not eligible, but because nobody told them to ask for a review. This can happen after retirement, widowhood, separation, or a major income drop. A senior who was not eligible before may become eligible later. A senior who received a lower amount may qualify for more after income changes. A widow or widower may see a completely different calculation after marital status changes. The important words are simple. Ask for a review. Do not assume. Do not stay silent. Do not believe the first low amount is always final. If something changed in your income or household, speak to Service Canada and ask whether your OAS or GIS should be reviewed. The fifth thing seniors must understand is that CRA and Service Canada are connected more than people think. Many people think CRA only handles taxes and Service Canada only handles pensions. That is partly true, but the information overlaps. CRA income records can affect GIS. Tax filing can affect credits. Address changes can affect letters. Direct deposit details may affect where money goes. A tax return that looks simple to a younger person can become extremely important to a senior who receives income-tested benefits. This is the cross-system connection that many people miss. A senior may think, I do not owe tax, so I do not need to file. That can be a costly mistake. Even if you owe no income tax, filing can still be important because benefits and credits may rely on your tax information. GIS, GST/HST credit, provincial credits, and other income-tested supports can depend on updated income data. So a senior who skips tax filing because they do not owe anything may accidentally interrupt money they actually need. This is not charity. These are benefits and supports connected to years of living, working, paying taxes, contributing, raising families, and surviving in Canada's expensive system. Seniors should not feel ashamed for checking what they qualify for. They should feel informed. Now let us talk about OAS amounts. Canada.ca shows the maximum OAS pension for April to June 2026 at $743.05 per month for age 65 and $817.36 per month for age 75 and over. Those are maximum figures, not guaranteed for every person in every situation. Your actual OAS can depend on residence history, age, deferral decisions, and income recovery rules for higher income seniors. That distinction is important. When a video online says every senior gets over $800, it may be leaving out the details. The age 75 amount is not the same as the age 65 amount. A partial OAS pension is not the same as a full OAS pension. GIS is not included in the basic OAS amount. CPP is separate, and provincial benefits may be separate again. A senior can easily look at one number online and believe their own payment is wrong. Sometimes it is wrong, but sometimes it is simply a different benefit category. That is why you must compare the right payment with the right program. Do not compare your CPP to someone else's OAS. Do not compare your OAS without GIS to someone else's OAS plus GIS. Do not compare a partial OAS to a full OAS, and do not compare a married senior's GIS amount to a single senior's GIS amount. The sixth thing seniors need to understand is widow and survivor confusion. When a spouse dies, the surviving person may deal with CPP survivor benefits, OAS/GIS changes, pension income changes, bank account changes, tax changes, and estate paperwork all at the same time. It is one of the most stressful moments in a senior's life, and that is exactly when mistakes happen. The surviving spouse may not know what to report. They may keep using an old account. They may miss a letter. They may not understand why GIS changed. They may assume CPP survivor benefit replaces everything. It does not always work that way. CPP survivor benefits are not the same as OAS. GIS is not the same as CPP. The allowance for the survivor is a separate benefit for certain low-income people aged 60 to 64 whose spouse or common law partner has died and who meet the rules. So if a widow or widower sees a payment change, the right response is not panic. The right response is to ask which benefit changed, why it changed, and what document is needed. This is where family help matters, not by taking over, by organizing. One folder for CPP, one folder for OAS, one folder for GIS, one folder for CRA, one folder for bank and direct deposit, one folder for letters from Service Canada. For many seniors, that simple folder system protects more money than any viral video ever will. Now, let us bring this back to Helen. Helen almost believed she was losing everything because she saw one alarming post. But after her daughter helped her check, they found 3 facts. Her CPP was fine, her OAS was fine. Her GIS needed attention because her tax information and marital status review had to be checked after her husband's death. That did not mean she was being punished. It meant one part of the system needed updated information. Once she understood the difference, the panic disappeared. That is what this channel is here to do. Remove confusion before confusion costs seniors money. Now I want you to check your own situation. Are you receiving CPP only? Are you receiving OAS? Are you receiving GIS? Are you receiving GST/HST credit? Did your spouse pass away? Did your income drop? Did you move? Did you change banks? Did you file your taxes? Did you receive a letter and ignore it because it looked complicated? Those questions matter because in Canada, benefits often do not fail all at once. They fail quietly through missing details. A missed tax filing, a wrong address, an old bank account, a spouse status not updated, a letter not opened. A benefit category misunderstood, a payment date checked too early. These are small things, but for seniors on fixed income, small things can become large problems. So here is what you should do this week. First, check the official payment date for CPP, OAS, and GIS. For June 2026, the official date is June 26th. For July 2026, the official date is July 29th. Write those dates on paper. Do not use random dates from Facebook or WhatsApp. Second, check your bank account only after the official payment date. If the payment is not there after the date, then start asking questions. Before that, do not let panic control you. Third, confirm that your direct deposit information is current. If you changed banks, closed an account, moved after your spouse passed away, or started using a different account, update the information through the proper government account or by speaking directly with Service Canada. Fourth, file your taxes even if you think you owe nothing. For low-income seniors, filing is not just about tax. It can protect GIS and other credits. Fifth, if your income dropped, ask whether your GIS can be reviewed. Use simple language. My income changed. I want to know if my GIS amount should be reviewed. That one sentence can open the right conversation. Sixth, keep every letter from Service Canada and CRA. Do not throw it away because it looks boring. A boring letter can protect hundreds of dollars. Seventh, if you are helping a senior, do not scare them. Sit down with them. Read the letter. Check the program name. Separate CPP from OAS, OAS from GIS, GIS from CRA credits. Most fear disappears when the payments are separated. And now, the fraud warning. Service Canada and CRA will not call you demanding your banking password. They will not ask for your debit card PIN. They will not ask you to buy gift cards to protect your CPP. They will not tell you that police are coming because your OAS is under review. They will not demand immediate payment by phone to release GIS. If someone calls and says your benefit will stop unless you give personal information immediately, stop. Hang up. Do not give your SIN, banking login, password, or PIN. Scammers use fear because fear works. They say deadline, they say suspension, they say final warning, they say senior benefit review, they say CRA problem, they say Service Canada file blocked. And a senior who is already worried may answer questions they should never answer. Do not do that. Your benefits are too important to hand your identity to a stranger over the phone. Here is the final point. Canadian seniors are not helpless, but they are often given incomplete information. One headline says a payment is changing. One Facebook post says benefits are ending. One neighbor says everyone must reapply. One family member says the government is cutting seniors off. Most of the time, the real answer is more specific. CPP has its own rules. OAS has its own rules. GIS has its own rules. CRA credits have their own rules. Service Canada uses your information. CRA uses your tax return. Your bank processes the deposit, and your job is not to memorize the entire system. Your job is to know which question to ask. If your payment is missing, ask which payment is missing. If your amount changed, ask which benefit changed and why. If someone says you must reapply, ask who officially said that. If someone says you are no longer eligible, ask based on what income, what date, and what program. If someone says there is a deadline, ask where is the official notice. That is how seniors protect themselves, not by panicking, not by ignoring letters, not by trusting every post, by asking the correct question before the mistake becomes expensive. Helen did not lose her benefits. She almost lost her peace of mind because misinformation reached her before the facts did. Do not let that happen to you. Check your dates, check your deposit, check your taxes, check your GIS, check your direct deposit, check your letters, and if you are not sure, ask Service Canada before assuming the worst. You worked, paid taxes, raised families, built communities, survived inflation, rent increases, grocery prices, winter bills, and years of uncertainty. These benefits are not something to be ashamed of. They are part of the system you helped build. Protect them with information, protect them with documents, protect them by refusing to be rushed by fear. I'm Fernando from Canada Seniors Benefits Update. You worked your whole life to earn peace in retirement. You have the right to receive every dollar you qualify for. Take care of yourself.